This country was founded as a constitutional republic, and it was essentially it was land-owning aristocracy that had the right to vote. Suffrage was limited to land-owning men in the beginning of this country, and the idea was is that they were the ones that had the ability to grasp the abstractions involved in politics. Indeed, politics is a set of abstract concepts that require a certain level of cognitive ability, but also the attention. In other words, you have to have an interest in knowing how these things work. So, as the decades progressed in the United States, suffrage expanded to more and more people, and eventually it expanded universally to women, to people of the age of 18, to everybody that was a citizen. Now, today, the Democrats are trying to push illegals and dead people for voting. And what's happening is that the discussion has been increasingly dumbed down. If you look at early congressional or presidential speeches from the beginning of this country, even through the Civil War, they were appealing to a much more intelligent group of people. It was like university level type of speech. People were in politics were expected to be very literate, to be very professional. Today, in Congress and the presidency, whether it be presidential candidates or even our current president Trump, it's down to the middle school level. It's very dumbed down, and the reason why is that they have to dumb it down because they're appealing to a mass of a sort of a low common denominator, which is very unfortunate, and that's allowed for the amount of corruption and the unprofessionalism that we see today in our politics. So universal suffrage is what's caused the dumbing down of our politics. As a republic, we should have either some type of cognitive test or something like a property requirement to vet people to be able to vote. Like I said before, government and politics are a set of abstract concepts, and it requires either an inclination to learn them and or the intelligence to grasp it easily enough. So either a cognitive test to vet people to see that they're actually smart enough, that they're literate enough to engage in this type of discourse, or they have a vested interest, that is the property requirement. They have a vested interest in the country, and the assumption would be that they would understand what's going on if they have an interest. Suffrage ought not to be universal. It should be restricted to people who have both the ability and the interest to engage in such institutions. And under that circumstance, we would not have the dumbing down. We would have a more professional politicians, and we would have a system that wouldn't be so corrupt. We wouldn't have a welfare state, for example, under that kind of system.